In this episode of Fictional Hangover, we talk about Princess Ed Gein, a spooky wind, an amuse-bouche of necromancy, and also a weretoad, in our discussion of Thornhedge by T. Kingfisher. Hey everybody, welcome to Fictional Hangover, a podcast about young adult and new adult and sometimes other books, series, authors, voice actors, and illustrators that is full of spoilers. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Claire, and today we're going to discuss Thornhedge by T. Kingfisher.
Standard disclaimer. If you haven't read this book, please remember that Fictional Hangover is all about spoilers. If you haven't read or listened and don't want to be spoiled, stop listening to us and go read or listen to the book. Then come back. If you haven't done this but want to pretend that you have, or if you don't care about spoilers, or if you just like the show so much that you don't care about any of that, then listen up.
Yeah.
Yay!
Another one I could tick off my T. Kingfisher reading this year. Woo!
Yeah, I feel like we're going to get through a whole lot of them. You're forcing our way through them. In the nicest way possible.
I'm going to read them. I'm taking you guys with me. I think I'm only on 5 or 6, to be perfectly honest. But I have read this one 3 times now this year. So.
Good.
That's my background information. What's your background information?
Well, my background information comes from Grimdark magazine. And they asked, how would you pitch Thornhedge to someone who knows nothing about the novella? And T. Kingfisher's response is, well, I keep telling people that it's very sweet and only has a few dead bodies, but that may not work as an elevator pitch. So I'd say it's a retelling of Sleeping Beauty, where the heroine has a very, very good reason to keep her locked away in the tower. Also, the heroine is a weretoad. Yep.
I like that. That's the perfect elevator pitch for the book.
Yeah. Yeah. Can't get any better than that.
Also, weretoad.
Also, weretoad.
That really tickles me.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. So your initial thoughts are just conquering your ever-growing pile of T. Kingfisher books? Yeah? Yay!
Yay!
Woo! Woo!
That's yours.
Yep, that's it. Woo! Woo! Woo!
Amanda is a spooky wind.
Ooh. I like it. I am a spooky wind.
Oh god, there's going to be spooky wind throughout this series. Is this summary now, isn't there?
Yep, probably going to have to be.
Oh.
I don't know where we're going to put them in, but you know what? We're going to figure it out. At first, the Wall of Thorns was obvious, and almost an invitation for knights, penniless younger sons, and princes' curiosity. The Wall of Thorns grew and grew, tended by the mushroom-like fairy toadling, weretoad. And so the land around the thorns became inhospitable. There was probably spooky winds. Ooh. Years pass, and Toadling questions how people know there's a tower beyond the Thornhedge. Anyone who knew of it originally should all be dead or too old to concern themselves with it. But still, the wannabe heroes come. Until one day, they do not.
But the spooky wind persists. Ooh. Men with axes carve around the Thornhedge, avoiding the hill on which the tower sits. Merchants and travellers use the road, a cross-section of humanity. These people change to plague doctors and zealots, until one day they do not.
Ooh.
People from far-off countries with their wagons and caravans, knights carrying banners with red crosses talking about death and disease use the road. Travelling folk all use the road, and toddling watchers in case they venture into the brambles.
One day, a knight appears. Toddling thinks, but his curved sword and armor say he is a Saracen. She watches him from the shadows, preferring to be as a toad, but wary of him seeing her change. The knight makes a fire and cleans his horse's tack, and Toadling is sure he'll be gone in the morning. The next day, as Toadling anxiously watches, the knight has the audacity to sleep in, and then take his horse for a nice little stroll along the Thornhedge. Toadling can tell he's looking at the Thornhedge, though. Toadling decides she will make him leave by tying his hair with elf knots as he sleeps. Once the knight seems to be asleep that night, Toadling sneaks out and quietly creates a half-knot, half-braid in his hair. As she congratulates herself, the knight reaches for Toadling's wrist, asking politely if she's quite done.
The knight introduces himself as Halim and asks for Toadling's name. She gives it to him, and Halim is taken aback by it, but it was the name she was given by the Green Teeth when she was barely born, so she has had it her whole life. Toadling insists there's nothing here for Halim, so he should go, but to start a company and conversation, Toadling also doesn't want Halim to leave. Halim, however, has heard a story of a beautiful maiden in a tower and would like to see for himself if the story is true. This upsets Toadling. There should be no stories. Everyone should be long dead. Ooh.
Ooh.
Halim asks if Toadling is the enchanted maiden, but Toadling laughs, at first with humour, then devastation, and turns into a frog in front of Halim as frogs can't laugh, and scrambles away.
The next morning, Halim is still there. He tries to apologize for handling things badly, and again Toadling asks him to leave because there's nothing for him here. Halim explains he is there because of a story he found in an old book. As a bored, poor younger son, there was little for him to do than adventure. He read the story about the maiden in the tower and wanted to explore the tower himself. This devastates Toadling. The story shouldn't be in a book. No one should remember it. Halim wonders if Toadling is the maiden and cursed. She insists she isn't, which is, what someone who is cursed would say. But, it's also something that someone who isn't cursed would say, so how do we decide? He then asks her to leave with him, but she can't leave. Halim's conversation confuses Toadling, who is not used to talking, and she reveals too much, that there is a tower, but there's nothing inside. Again, she asks him to leave. Halim says he will, but he will return.
Ooh. At a loose end after Halim leaves, and though he was only there 2 days, Toadling feels restless without him, so she decides to check if the maiden is still asleep in the tower, though it may be better if she were dead. Once Toadling checked every day. That was a long, long time ago. Shifting between forms, Toadling makes her way into the tower, feeling the river of her magic protecting it and the maiden. At the top of the tower, Toadling finds the maiden just as Toadling left her, asleep, curled up with a slight smile on her face and her golden hair fanned out.
Long ago, humans would put talismans into babies' cribs to stop the fairies from stealing them and leaving a changeling in their place. Toadling's mother was bleeding out, and no such care was taken with her at her birth. So, within moments, Toadling was swapped. The fairies aren't bothered about what happens to the human baby. Mostly they're forgotten about, given to the flesh smiths or eaten. But occasionally they may decide to raise the child. The green teeth felt that maternal instinct for toadling, and so she was given her name and a slurry of fish and pondweed to eat, forever securing her place as not human. Ooh. Toadling was taught to change shape into a toad and to recite all the stories of the green teeth. She knew every plant that grew at the river and how to soothe a mad kelpie. Then, one day, the hair goddess came for her and took Toadling to Master Gurami and his school, where she would get an education until her father's house would have need of her. Not that Toadling knew or cared who her father was.
Nope. Master Gurami and his school were difficult. Toadling was not stupid, she just understood the world as a green teeth would. Toadling was not ugly, but her standards were as a green teeth's were. Master Gurami's school taught her differently, though. It taught her loneliness, and it taught her the truth. That Toadling was a foundling, born the daughter of a human king of a small country, and that she would soon be made godmother of the changeling who took her place 5 human days ago. Toadling has grown up, but time moves differently for the fairies. Toadling approaches the small church where the christening was taking place. Over the year she was with Master Gurami. They acted out different scenarios and visited different christenings, so that Toadling's godmother gift would be successfully given.
In the present, Halim returns to the Thornhedge with a mule loaded with supposed curse-breaking tools. He does not listen when Toadling tells him repeatedly that she is not cursed. He's also more determined than ever to look inside the tower. It's a mystery he must solve. Resigned, Toadling offers to let him try to break the curse that isn't there the next day. Halim tries holy water, candles, and prayer, even gently placing a molly salt mixture on Toadling's face. He's too kind-hearted to throw it, and Toadling herself pricks her thumb with a blessed dagger, again because he is too kind-hearted to do that. He is very, very precious. Obviously, nothing works because Toadling is not cursed. He's definitely going to try for the tower now. There may be a cure there.
For the people at the back.
Not cursed. Definitely not. Toadling really doesn't want him thinking about the tower, never mind, going near it or going in it. Resigned, Toadling tells him the following day he needs to bring a knife. Ooh.
Oh.
Oh.
Back in the past, Toadling meets her human father and mother. Her father, the king, is greedy for the gift she brings. Her human mother is close to death from the birth only a few days ago, and begs Toadling not to curse her baby. The queen falls to Toadling's feet, bleeding out, and as Toadling puts her hands on her mother, she accidentally says, "I've come to stop her doing harm," and the magic starts to take hold. Her gift was, "You will do no harm to those around you." But Toadling didn't see it right, and now it's too late. The gift has been given, if incorrectly. The baby opens its poison green coloured eyes, where something cold and cruel lurks. Now Fairy is closed off to Toadling.
Oh. Halim begins to hack and slash his way through the Thornhedge, and Toadling, resigned, watches on. She knows it would be easier if he could turn into a frog, and they do attempt it, but he's too human. As Halim curses, and then immediately apologizes every single time he curses through his task, he asks Toadling questions. She promises she will tell him everything she can think of if they live through this. Halim is glad Toadling will go with him.
It's not ominous at all.
Right?
Ooh. Back in the past, Toadling is welcomed to the keep by the king, who sees the gift as a good thing and claiming Toadling as their own. They name the baby Fayette. The irony of it meaning little fairy is not lost on Toadling. Toadling makes herself useful by bringing fresh fish to the cook, causing no problems and always throwing herself in front of Fayette and her viciousness. For Fayette is, quite frankly, a horrible, atrocious child. As a baby, she bit her wet nurse, and now grown, she scratches and bites and tortures little animals and cannot be left alone for fear of what she might do. I've read and listened to enough true crime to easily diagnose this as psychopath.
Yeah. Future serial killer.
Oh, there's going to be a podcast just about her. The whole castle recognises Fayette for the monster she is growing into. She is, for now, contained by Toadling, who eventually begs the priest for help. Unfortunately, Toadling finds the priest dead, and Fayette laying next to the body.
I did say future serial killer. You know, it took her like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, she's not even 10 at this point either.
No. Mm-mm.
She's like 8 or something.
Yeah. Doesn't it take more than one body to be a serial killer?
Yeah, there's certain conditions. I think it's like a minimum of 3 bodies.
Oh, really? Dang. Well. One day, Toadling enters the keep to find the nurse dead at the bottom of the stairs. See, I was hoping that would make it, but
there might be one we don't know about, though. Let's face it.
That's true. Again, Fayette is playing with the corpse. I feel like that should add something to it. You know, it's not just that you're killing people; it's that you're then playing with the corpses. That's got to add a level of something.
We'll get into it, but I have an argument for this.
Okay. Fayette very much enjoyed the nurse's tumble down the stairs and tried to pull her back up the stairs to do it again, but the nurse was too heavy. Instead, Fayette shows Toadling, who is standing looking in horror at the scene, that she can use magic to make the corpse move.
How precious!
Smothering Fayette's magic with her own, Toadling runs out, screaming for help, but she's followed by the corpse of the nurse and a delighted Fayette.
My God, this child needs a smack. No one blames Toadling. They all know Fayette is the monster, but they do not know what to do with her. Killing her would be the obvious choice, but the king cannot do it. Someone else will have to. The fact he's just sitting there and he's like, yeah, just kill the kid. I'm not going to do it, but if somebody else wants to do it, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. I can't kill my own kid, but you can.
Yeah. You have my blessing. Something triggers an idea with Toadling, who decides to put Fayette to sleep permanently. Instructing the king and the others to bring lots of water and to dig a hole to release groundwater, Toadling is able to use her magic to make Fayette sleep. The king and queen decide to lock her up, so a stonemason is brought in to block her door. At this point, just kill her.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, she's asleep now, so, like, just lop off her head.
She's not going to fight back.
Drown her or something.
Instead, you're going to lock her in a tower.
It's fine. I mean, maybe they thought, we're going to lock her in a tower with, no food or anything. So maybe they thought she would just waste away slowly.
Oh, that's very kind of parents.
Yeah.
Social services need to get involved. Oh, we found another one.
Oh, no. In the present, Halim has reached the tower. All the while, Toadling has talked to him. As Halim gestures to the entrance with his axe, Toadling says it's getting late. It's not. And says he should wait until the next day to find out what is inside. Halim capitulates. In the meantime, they will have a fire, and she will tell him the rest of her story. Ooh.
Over the next 5 years, people would leave the keep and never return, including the king, who went to a tournament and, kept writing, "No, I'm not coming back." The queen, She killed herself, and once her body was put in the ground, the last people left, leaving Tortling with the sleeping Fayette. Tortling grew the Thornhedge, and years went by. Sometimes she was a Tord, sometimes she was not. Tortling asks if Helene will kill Fayette now that he knows the story, but Helene can't do it. He's killed in the past, but that was war, and he regrets each death. And killing a sleeping child is, frankly, a completely different thing.
The next morning, Halim gets out his chisel and hammer, and with Toadling giving a little push with the magic in the keep, he's able to make an entrance into the tower. Halim both expected, but didn't expect, to find the maiden in the tower, especially one who was a girl around 8 years old. He still wants Toadling to leave with him, telling her she's been punished long enough for her slip of the tongue all those years ago. Toadling suggests iron may help keep Fayette contained. As they discuss this plan, Fayette reaches out, grabs Halim's wrist, and snaps it. Ooh.
Devastated and terrified, Tortling draws Fayette's attention so that Halim can escape. Fayette has grown stronger in her sleep, but she still has the clumsiness of a child. Fayette wraps her hands around Tortling's neck. Tortling was taught to hold her breath, but Fayette is persistent and pushes Tortling towards the balcony. As she does, she screams about Tortling always stopping her, that she could have brought them in, could have called them. Huh?
What?
When they reach the balcony, Tortling drops into a Tord shape. As she does so, she hears Halim scream, sees something bird-like fly close overhead, and then silence. Halim scoops Tortling up from the balcony. The one Fayette has just fallen over.
Wah, wah. On the ground is Fayette's broken, dead body. Her fingers have too many joints. Her neck is too long. Her teeth are too sharp. Halim said as she fell, it looked almost like she could fly. To Toadling, this shows the fairy changeling as she truly is. Slowly, they build a fire, Toadling making a medicine for Halim and tending to his wrist. While Halim sleeps, Toadling asks the ground to cover Fayette and stays with the body until ground and moss cover it. The hair goddess arrives and tells Toadling it took her long enough to fulfill the spell, as the dead can harm no one. For the first time, Toadling feels rage. But that is tempered when the hair goddess offers to take Toadling home. Like, excuse me, why didn't you tell me that at the beginning?
What the actual heck?
Hundreds of years.
2 words. Rabbit soup.
Seriously.
The ride is swift, and soon Toadling is diving into the water and welcomed home by the green teeth. 2 seasons pass, and Toadling still thinks about the human knight who apologises when he swears, feeling that she should have said goodbye. The eldest green teeth tells Toadling that she can still say goodbye to him, as she will outlive him. He is, a human, and she'll outlive him by thousands of years, and her home will always be here. Calling a Kelpie, Toadling journeys back to the tower and the Thornhedge and the sleeping knight. Time moves differently for the fairies, and though she was back with her family for a long time, the moon is just setting on the night and she left, and Halim is just waking up. The end.
Ooh.
Spooky ending. It's not spooky.
It's not very spooky. It's just kind of a delightful little ending.
Yeah. Toadling gets to have a life.
Yeah. Multiple lives.
Yes. Wow.
All right. Should we take a break for a second and then come right back?
Yes.
Ooh.
I'm Kat Ellis, author of weird and creepy young adult books like Harrow Lake and Wicked Little Deeds, or Burden Falls as it's known in the US. My next YA horror, The Devouring Light, comes out right in time for Halloween. In it, rivals Hayden and Deacon and their bands are stranded in a deadly swamp on their way to a rock festival, and they think missing the gig is the worst thing that's going to happen to them this weekend. It's not. Marooned with a broken-down bus and no way out of the swamp, they spot an old house where they can hole up until help comes. But the house has been waiting for them, and it knows help isn't coming. As secrets are revealed and bodies pile up, Hayden starts to lose her grip on reality. Can the house make good on its promise to make all her dreams come true? And can Hayden afford the deadly cost? I hope you'll add The Devouring Light to your Halloween reading list. It's available to pre-order now, and you can request it on NetGalley.
I need to be very honest about this story. And it is that I really didn't care about it. Like, I love, obviously, Fayette being a little friggin' crazy, scary weirdo, psychopath. I enjoyed that, but, like, I don't know. I didn't care about Toadling's story or anything happening. I don't know. I didn't connect with this one.
No, I think it's a difficult one to connect with. It is very much a fairy tale, and fairy tales are difficult to do that with. And it is such a short story and told quite disjointedly.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to say that I didn't like it, because there were interesting things that happened, but it's really just that I didn't care.
It's definitely not T. Kingfisher's best. Yeah. Definitely not.
Now, and again, that doesn't mean that it is bad, because T. Kingfisher is amazing. This one, it was just a miss. It was a miss for me.
Yeah, I think it's one of these where it's just a nice... you've just got a little time to read something quickly that takes no effort, and you just want to crack through something with no surprises, no like investment. No investment. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think this fits the bill for it.
Yeah.
But no, I get that. It's definitely not one of my favourites. I enjoyed it for what it was. I liked the fact that it was a Sleeping Beauty story with a twist. It was obvious that Fayette was going to be a raging psychopath. So my argument with Fayette is that... okay. You know Ed Gein?
Uh-huh. Yep.
Well, he officially isn't a serial killer. He just liked to play with the dead and, make clothing out of the dead.
Yeah.
Wear the dead.
Yeah.
Yeah? But he definitely killed... I think it was definitely killed 2 women. And they think he killed his brother. There's no proof.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So he's not technically a serial killer. He's just not right in the noggin.
So then that makes Fayette also not technically a serial killer, because we only saw her on page kill 2 people.
Yes. So it's Princess Ed Gein.
Yes. Yeah, I like that. I'm fine with that.
That's my logic.
I like it. When you said that earlier, it's a long time ago, I've been sitting on this one and it's not even going to be funny anymore. But when you said that, it's a Sleeping Beauty story with a twist, I wanted to interject and say that the twist was Fayette, snapping someone's neck.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That is a twist.
Yeah.
Or twisting down the stairs.
Twisting and tumbling down the stairs. Yeah. Uh-huh.
I mean, I didn't not like Fayette, because I do quite enjoy a psychopath character.
Yeah.
Who she was loving life. She was living her best life as she unalived people.
Yeah. Yeah.
A bit of necromancy. Who doesn't love a bit of necromancy?
I know. That's my surprise was, I guess, the amuse-bouche of necromancy. It's just a sprinkle.
Yes.
Just a little bit of necromancy. Liked that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't want to say that Fayette was my favorite character because then I feel like that means that there's something wrong with me.
But I think she's probably the most interesting of the characters.
But she was. He was pretty cute as well, and I really like. There's more to his story than what is mentioned in the summary, because like he has a very like strict mother, and so anytime he curses, he immediately apologizes, which is hilarious, and it happens several times throughout the story.
He's so very British, but he's not. The amount of apologising was so British.
Yeah. So I liked him as well.
Yeah, I feel like there's a backstory to Helene that I would like to know about.
Yeah.
And if Fayette was able to grow up and be a horrible, horrible psychopath ruler of the tiny kingdom, that would be an interesting story as well.
It would be. Yeah.
I think the problem is as well, Toadling is so... I don't want to say unsympathetic. She's a pitiful character.
She is.
And it's difficult to empathise with a pitiful character.
Yeah.
You know, fair enough, she doesn't know a human family. She didn't know she was a human. As far as she was concerned, she was a green teeth.
Yeah.
And she's ripped away from them. And Master Goriami's school was horrible.
Yeah.
And then she's got to look after this little shit who is living the life that she should have had.
Yeah.
So she's very... and then, you know, obviously messes up the gift and it turns into a curse. But she curses herself more than anybody else.
Yeah.
And then she's just forced to stay in Thornhedge for hundreds of years. So it's difficult to empathise with that.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of... because it's told from her perspective and it's essentially Toadling's story, it's difficult to connect with that character.
Yeah, because she just lets hundreds of years pass without really doing anything.
She's just a bit... I mean, without irony or pun, she's a bit wet. Like, she's just a bit limp.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like, if this was any other story, she would be a side character.
Yeah.
So it's difficult to enjoy the story fully because the lead character is not empathetic. I enjoyed Helene more because of, like I said, that very British mentality of apologising for absolutely everything.
Yeah.
And there's certainly something there. And I enjoyed what Fayette was turning into, but that's because we like stories where people are bad guys.
Yeah.
And we also know the potential that T. Kingfisher has in creating a really good bad guy doing really horrible things to people.
Yes. I feel like I didn't care for Toadling. And it's really just because she didn't do anything at all. She was just a nothing. Whereas Halim, when he shows up, he's like, okay, well, let's get to the tower. Let's go do something. I want to progress the story. And Toadling's just like, nah, I'll just let a few hundred more years pass and then we'll figure out something. Like,
yeah. It's difficult for somebody who's a bit more driven.
Yeah.
Managerial, authoritative.
Yeah.
Not passive.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I get it. It does feel like it's in one of the other, like, it's like, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if this was in the Nettle and Bone universe.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
It's got to be somewhere written down how the story's running, because I know the Paladin stories are.
Yeah.
And the Clockwork. engine.
Yeah. I'm sure
Interesting.
it's got to be somewhere.
Yeah. But frankly, I'm far too lazy to find it. I know it's a Google away.
Just figure it out in 200 or so years.
Yeah, I'm going to take the toading mentality off it.
Yeah. Just turn into a toad.
Get to it when I get to it.
Yeah. It's fine.
I've got other more important things to do, like napping.
Napping is much more important.
I might drink a coffee and have a nap. And that's
yeah.
Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, it's a good day. Should we move on?
I don't really feel like there's too much we can talk about on this one, yeah.
Yeah.
It's only like 128 pages or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a nice afternoon read. Low maintenance.
And then you can take your nap.
And then you can take your nap afterwards. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's a good setup for a nap.
It is.
Yeah. Okay, so favorite final thought quote?
I'm going to give you 3.
Okay.
None of them are particularly funny. Okay. Learn what you can, use what you learn. I like that one. I did like that. The love of monsters was uncomplicated. I like the fact that the green teeth just loved toddling for what toddling was.
Yeah.
A girl. Because they ate all the boys.
Yes. Yes, they did.
And this one I feel like is something that you need to really actually consider a lot, and it's something I've said in various forms. So it's applicable to life, so, we'll take it on. Bones heal faster than spirits.
Yes.
And I feel like that's something you really need to keep in mind.
Yeah.
Okay. Yourself?
Toads are capable of sarcasm, but their blood runs too cold for hysteria. And then, as I mentioned with Halim, and you talked about it a lot too, I'm sorry, he said. It is chivalry. No, that isn't true. Actually, it's my mother. If I swore before a lady, she would scold me, and so now I must apologize instinctively. The apology is part of the curse. If I stub my toe, I say, damnation, sorry!
Oh,
he's so cute.
Halim. He is adorable.
He's so cute.
He is the character next to Fiat I want to know more about.
Yes. And then finally, she was neither beautiful nor made of malice, as many of the fair folk are said to be. Mostly, she was fretful and often tired.
Oh, actually, that is relatable. Hands up. Scratch everything I've just said. Toddling is relatable. Nice.
Okay. Is it time for Would You Rather?
It is. But you're not getting a pew pew. You're getting a ooh. We asked, would you rather give a magical gift or a magical curse? On Facebook, 87% said they're giving a magical gift. And on Instagram, magical curse won just with 57%. We do have a couple of comments. Annie on Facebook said, I love giving surprise little gifts. Imagine if I could make them magical as well.
Katrina on Facebook says, I believe that what you give comes back to you, so I would like to give a magical gift.
Coral on Facebook said, I love giving gifts, so for it to be magical, even better. Gifts, gifts, gifts.
Constance on Facebook says, very similar to Katrina, I believe whatever you put out into the world comes back on you, so no curses from me, just gifts.
Fiona on Facebook said, why would you want to risk rebound? Gift all the way.
Cody on Facebook says, I like to make people feel better, so gifts.
Glim Glam Jen on Instagram said, magical gift, but it's always the same one. Talking to animals.
I don't know what Glim Glam Gem would do with herself if she could actually, like, have a conversation with an animal.
Literally just talk to animals all the time.
All the time. That's all she would do.
Nothing else.
And
Is
would
it
be
just
precious.
me that wants to give a magical curse?
No, I vote. I think I'm the 12% on Facebook.
Okay, because...
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Immediately.
I mean, magical gifts all well and good, but the way that you say the curse...
Yeah.
You know, you have to think about it and then do it. And
Yeah, I feel like you have to be smarter to give a curse.
Yeah.
And that just makes you a really good evil supervillain.
Yeah. Look at Nettle and Bone. Recall Nettle and Bone by T. Kingfisher and the godmother, who everybody thought she was really, really nice, but no, she wasn't.
Yeah.
She gave out curses.
Yeah.
And you didn't find that out till the end, where you went, oh!
Yeah.
Ooh. I love that story. We did that one with Brie. Hi, Brie.
Hi, Brie.
Yeah. I'm going to give magical curse as well, because like you say, if you think about it, a little bit of thought behind it,
Yeah.
it's just as good as a gift.
Yeah. And, like, depending on how you say it and what happens, like, you could be cursing a whole lot of people at one time, but making someone's life really great.
You could be making an entire global population's life better with a curse. The curse could just be preventative.
Yeah.
It could stop douchebaggery.
Yeah, it could. Ugh. Yeah. Curses.
It could be seen, a curse could be seen as a gift. A gift could be seen as a curse. Gifting somebody with beauty and grace, that's a curse.
Yeah.
All the traditional fairy gifts, I would claim, are curses.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm being honest, you're being honest. Let's give out those goddamn curses.
Yeah, but then apologize for it.
Yeah.
Like Halim.
Yes.
Motherfucker. I'm sorry.
Sorry. Oops, sorry. Now, is this a 5 or a 3 would you rather one, by the way? Because it is just a shorty.
I don't know. You want to do a 3?
Should we treat ourselves to a 3?
I feel like we should.
Yeah, go for it. Come on.
Would you rather be able to turn into a frog or be an ineffectual knight?
I'm going to be a frog. I'm going to be a judgy frog. Oh my god, I found, right, it's a toad. It's a toad. It's, hold on. 18, 14. Frog. Was a frog, was a toad? Frog print. Right, it's called Sad Frog. I'm obsessed. If I had my, I bought a print of this from the British Library because I love him so much. It's called Sad Frog by Matsumoto Hoji, and if I can, culturally appropriate a phrase, he is my spirit animal.
Yep.
And I'm going to be a frog, and I'm going to be Sad Frog by Matsumoto Hoji.
Look at how sad he is.
It's just the greatest thing ever. I have a print, I have a lanyard for my ghosty and my book pins. I have a Christmas tree decoration with them on.
Yeah, he's amazing.
And Frog has my heart.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Okay.
I don't really want to be an ineffectual knight, so I guess that I'm going to turn into a frog too. But I feel like I would do it like in a fun way, like we often talk about in What We Do in the Shadows and just shouting bat and turning into a bat. I would want to do it the other way and turn into a frog.
Yes.
Frog! And then just hop away. I don't know. And then I could maybe be friends with, who's his name? The little frog from Apprentice to the Villain?
Kingsley.
Can be friends with Kingsley. Mm-hmm. We can hold up signs together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that would be fun.
Would you rather push Fayette down the stairs, in retribution for the nurse's death, over the balcony?
Yes.
Both.
Yes.
Do one, magically necromancer back upstairs, and do the other one.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because it's taking from another question, because we did have more than 3 questions this time. I mean, I would have killed her at the beginning.
Oh yeah, darn tootin'.
So, just whatever. Just kill her in every way possible. I feel like after if you kill a priest, I mean, assuming that, you know, he's a good guy priest, and you kill him, I feel like that's it. If you see someone playing with a corpse, and you know that they made that corpse happen, like, you should just...
snap the neck.
Yeah. Just get that twist in the story.
She's all the signs of the psychopath were there.
Yeah.
She's 8 years old and has 2 known victims.
Yeah.
That's why she's freaking Princess Ed Gein.
Yeah.
Snap her neck.
Yeah.
Push her down the stairs, raise her back, necromancy style, over the balcony just to be sure.
Uh-huh.
Or the other way around. Happy either ways.
Yeah. And then wherever, if you're going down to the bottom of the stairs or going down, you know, underneath the balcony, then you look at her and you make sure she's dead, and then just snap
double
her
tap.
neck just in case. You got to double tap. Yeah.
You've got to double tap. This is one thing media has taught us.
Yeah.
The double tap.
Yeah. I'm really glad that we're talking about killing children.
She wasn't a child, she was a changeling.
It's true.
Loophole.
Amazing. Okay. If you liked this, try this. What are you going to suggest?
I'm going to say... So, the obvious one with me was to go to Naomi Novik.
Right.
Because she does also have other fairy tales with twists. But I'm sure I've recommended them all before. So instead I'm going to go with her Buried Deep and Other Stories, which is a collection of 13 short stories, because I do love an anthology.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm paraphrasing from what was on the back of the book and Goodreads, but it does cover from a lot of different series that she already has, which includes the world of I can never say it, Tamara to Schoolomancy, which is a great trilogy, Uprooted and Spinning Silver, so it does go into the fairy tale wetlands as well as collections from her new series, which I haven't read. So we travel through her beloved stories. In Buried Deep, we move from ancient Greece and Rome through the Middle Ages and the Black Death and into the modern era. We meet Mark Antony, Sherlock Holmes and Elizabeth Bennet in ways we've never seen them before. And through the stories are vastly different, there is a unifying theme, the act of finding and seizing one's destiny and the lengths one will go to achieve that, be it turning into a pirate, captaining a fighting dragon, or shifting from marriage to seek your destiny with a sword. So there's some different things, different strokes for different folks. But I do like Naomi Novik. She's the right. What have you got?
I found another novella short story. I think this one's a short story. It's called The Knight and the Butcher Bird by Alex E. Harrow, which we have featured an Alex E. Harrow a long, long time ago on the show, because we've been doing this show for a very, very, very long time. Nestled deep in the steep hills, valleys, and surrounding woodlands lies Iron Hollow, a rural community beset by demons. Such horrors are common in the Outlands, where most folks die young, if they don't turn into monsters first. But what's causing these transformations? No one has the answer, not even the town's oral historian, 17-year-old Shrike. And when a legendary knight is summoned to hunt down the latest beast to haunt their woods, Shrike has more reason than most to be concerned, because that demon was her wife. And while Shrike is certain that May still recognizes her, that May is still human, somewhere beneath it all, she can't prove it. Determined to keep May safe, Shrike stalks the knight and his demon-hunting hawk through the recesses of the forest. But as they creep through toxic creeks and overgrown kudzu, Shrike realizes the knight has a secret of his own, and he'll do anything to protect it.
Ooh.
So I feel like we had some very similar things happening, but maybe this one is creepier.
I agree.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
What do we have in New and Indie Spotlight?
We just got this one earlier this week. It's called Sister Creatures by Laura Vanita Green. And this is a debut, and it comes out on October 7th. And we are going to chat with Laura a couple weeks before the book comes out. So you guys will get a new and Indie Spotlight bonus episode with a brand new debut author, which is always fun for us to do. We love doing that.
Yes.
All right. Sister Creatures by Laura Vanita Green. In the muggy, insect-ridden town of Pine Creek, Louisiana, college dropout Tess Levine is watching two bickering siblings while their parents are away. Her listless day drinking is interrupted when someone emerges from the woods behind the house. Filthy and feral, the daughter of religious fundamentalists, the girl, known in town as Sister Gail, convinces Tess to take her in for the night. The strange events of that evening will set the course for Tess's future and Sister Gail's ultimate fate. Meanwhile, other residents of Pine Creek try to cobble together a future from what little they have, their lives intersecting in small and not-so-small ways. Sisters fight to define independence for themselves and from each other, while two young women on a bicycling trip wonder what their relationship promises or threatens. Throughout, a deeply unsettling presence connects the characters to the buried secrets of Pine Creek. The ominous Thea, a malevolent, shape-shifting entity whose rage and despair stems from a tragic history of misogyny, maternal loss, and stolen ambitions. As time marches forward, so does Tess, creating a new path for herself while accepting what can never be entirely left behind. At times atmospheric and eerie, and at others all too real, Sister Creatures is about manufacturing resilience from nothing but the bonds that tie us together.
Ooh.
Just sounds so rich and intriguing, and I can't wait for this one to come out. Nice. Also, it's set in the American South, so...
Oh, so many y'alls.
Hopefully not. Y'all?
I apologize now for my accent.
We probably won't encounter it. It'll be fine.
And I also do not apologise for the amount of times I reference the Waffle House.
Sure. That one, yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. That's it for this episode of Fictional Hangover. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Claire.
Join us next time as we discuss The Curious Case of the Werewolf That Wasn't by Gail Carriger. Look out for our Would You Rather polls and monthly challenges on social media. Don't forget about our book club on Discord. Be sure to visit our shop on Redbubble at fictionalhangover.redbubble.com for all your favorite Fictional Hangover-themed merchandise, and become a patron of ours on Patreon at patreon.com/fictionalhangover. Until next time, remember, the only cure for a fictional hangover is another book.
Ooh. You can find us at fictionalhangover.com and follow us on all social media at Fictional Hangover. If you like this episode, check out our others and be sure to rate, review and subscribe so you don't miss out. Thanks for listening.